Hey everybody, this is Jason again with OTPG Games or On The Play Games, excuse me, saying it like very weird there. So what I did this time as we go into box number 6 and finishing out the case is I have pulled all the legendaries that came out of this case. And I think I counted 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're averaging roughly 3 legendaries a box. Which I would say is kind of average. You know, I think you can get anywhere from 0 to 5 is what I've seen in some other box openings that have happened. But as you can see, now there are 2 of them. We got a couple Cad Banes. We got the big old fatty Gore. This United Power or Unlimited Power, I think is kind of garbage. There's another one, it might have been a rare 8-drop that basically represented like a pox for the Star Wars game compared to the card in Magic the Gathering. If you notice, I've pulled out the Sweet Game Genix mat. I went with the Death Star just because it has the different sections laid out in it. Great mat, love it to death. Love the big fat double-sided mat too. That one's gorgeous. Makes the game so much easier to play when you got zones to put things in. And you know, just kind of wanted to bring to light where we are at 5 boxes. We're at 18 legendaries and pretty thick stack of rares. So I'm gonna go ahead and move these out the way. Let the Death Star get its prime time on the video stream here as I move these guys out the way. And we're going to set those legendaries off to the side. And we're going to get into box number 6. This is going to round out our case of 2 cases that we're opening. I'll basically be just doing like a box or 2 a day until the weekend to finish up that case. And hopefully this box is the box, because with the exception of then there are 2 of them, I'm not really impressed with much of the cards that have come out of the boxes so far. So hopefully we can see a showcase. That would be wonderful. Big shout out to my boy William, who is looking for the Obi-Wan showcase. He's out of Myrtle Beach Games. So if you get him a Obi-Wan showcase, then definitely call up to Myrtle Beach Games and try to talk with William. He is very much interested in that card, and he is a great guy. We'll give you a great deal. Also, this is where the mat came from, was Myrtle Beach Games. So another shout out to that. And went ahead and went to the full Game Genix mat again, so that some of the other people that might share my videos on their channels on YouTube and so forth that have affiliations with Final Fantasy games can actually show them, because with the Magic the Gathering mat in the background that I had for the first 2 videos, I think that violates some of their contractual agreements with FFG. So we're switching up a little bit and getting in theme. Again, I take my leaders, I put them in one stack. I take my lands, I put them in another stack. And then I have a stack for just anything that's hyperspace, foil or not, that is not a rare. I've got another stack for all of the foils that are just basic frame foils. And then we also have our big stack, which is going to be a fresh stack of all of our legendaries and rares, so that we can, you know, keep the gems separated from the trash, so to speak. So we're going to look at this pack here to start with. There's a nice little hyper non-foil there. And we get Aid. Unfortunately, not really my favorite card. But you know, that's just the first pack. So we got a few more to go here. And we'll put these over to the side. This is our stack of just regular old basic uncommons and commons. Also, another big shout out to Energy Gamers. I cannot tell you how gorgeous I think that Judge promo is right there, and the fact that Bobby Wilson was willing to sacrifice his ownership of this card to allow players in the event to get the chance to have a judge promo in their collection. Just really cool. And she's really pretty good when it comes to the limited format, and I can't wait to see if something develops around her as a leader in Constructed. We got another hyperspace there, a land, no hyperspaces, but planetary invasion, ready up to 3 units. It's not terrible. I just don't like the exploit, and the cost is really high. So, you know, you're removing a lot of units to give up to 3 other units. So you have to have 6 units in play and 6 resources. That's just a lot to just pump 3 units. But it was a card that came out of the second set for Cunning that was ready all your units in attack, and then you lose at the end of the game. It's, you know, not as cheap as that, but it doesn't have the clause of you just lose at the end of the round. So we move on to our next pack, our third pack. So we are, I love me some Yoda, but I really, really want to get that hyperspace, sorry, that showcase, I mean, of Yoda. So that's one that I personally am chasing, is Yoda and the the flip leader. I can't remember his name right now. The Chancellor Palpatine flip leader. Just not a great card there at all. It dies to everything. Yay, it has Saboteur, but you got to defeat a unit first, which means then they can attack directly into it, and it loses all of its built. That +1/+1 just goes to waste into killing some trash unit of theirs that they didn't even care about when they ran it into it. Let's see here. Each friendly unit gets +1/+1. This card's got some gas to it. It's not a terrible body for a 4/4. Could be better. But if you're going to go tokens, she's going to be someone you want to put in the mix. And I did not get a foil in that pack. Isn't that something? Unless I missed it and slid it to the side. Maybe when I go back and look at the video, I'll see that. But there's a pack that shows you that you can get no foil out of it. No foil slot. So keep that in mind as you're opening up your packs. I'll be looking for that. And I'm definitely going to look back at this video and see if that is the case that I, pun intended, that I put the card up before I went back and looked, which is possible. I slip up from time to time. And there we go. We got a 7/7 grit coordinate. I like this card. I think it can gain you a lot of life back with a wide deck strategy. And that grit can be turned on or off, and she's got a big old butt, so she can get really big. Kind of reminds me of the set 2 Chewbacca that had Smuggle. That could get really, really, really big, really, really, really fast. So that's what we got so far out of this box. Hey, look, they actually gave me a shiny in this one. That's nice of them. And then the rest of this is just commons and uncommons. Remember, if you need any commons or uncommons, I let them loose as well. Play sets. Also, I give them away with any purchase of other cards. If we get around $10, I'll throw you in a play set of some uncommons, or 3 of whatever uncommons you don't have that you like to get your hands on. So definitely keep that in mind as you're moving. I can definitely let those go, and they help you round out a deck. This is the card I was talking about, the Guerrilla Insurgency. This is the Pox card of this game, and it presents a board wipe. If you compare this with a green deck to get the ramp going to get up to 8, you really could just ruin somebody's day. And by the time you get to turn 7 or 6 with a ramp or something like that, you may be in a position where you don't have any cards in your hand. You resource, you're top decking, you resource a card, and you have the initiative. This is going to be like a pillage plus a board wipe plus set them down a resource. and you can work yourself around the resource loss that you're incurring as well. So pretty interesting there. I wish it was 7, but hey, you know, wish in one hand, what do they say you do in the other? See which one fills up first. What's filling up right now is my trash cans full of Rappas. As we keep moving right on, up there's a hyperspace, and another hyperspace, and then this guy, I gotta read him again. Exploit 4, restore 2, give an enemy unit -4, -0 for this phase. It can't attack for this phase. It can't attack for this phase is an interesting line for that card, and definitely could create a moment of tempo change for you. And then of course we got this hyperspace foil. Uncommon? Nope, common. We are now just about to break a third of this box open, and there's a couple of those. I see something back here shiny. Hopefully it's got a symbol on it. There's another hyperspace, and then a card that I think is going to be pretty good when you are doing a wide strategy, but at the same time, not really happy about it taking that slot, to be be totally real. And then bold resistance. That is a very pretty artwork with Padme there firing off the hand pistol and her soldiers in the back. It's funny that she's the one standing in front and they're behind her, though, right? That's when you know the girl's got a lot of oomph in her, when she just steps in front of the soldiers and starts blasting the enemy. You got to give the girl her just dues. She was definitely, the whole character was it was just a badass female character. That's all I can say. And I apologize to all those who have children that might be watching for my colorful commentary there. But you know, there's another one of the rare bases filling up the rare slot. I really think they did us a disservice right there with the bases going, the rare bases being in the rare slot. And there's a foil unlimited power. The lightning effects on that look just, I hope that captures on the camera. I would love to see this in hyperspace foil. That is a gorgeous card in foil. All right, so we are definitely going into the second third of the box. We have still not seen a showcase out of this case of cards. And we are hoping, as I flip this one over, it fails again. Can't get luck, can't strike, lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place or something like that. But my luck doesn't strike twice either. I did pretty, ooh, here we go. Shadowed Intentions. This attach unit gains, this unit can't be captured, defeated, or returned to an owner hand by an enemy card ability. So it basically turns whatever you want into a lurking Tide Phantom in a way. And it's pretty. I wish it was foil, but definitely a good card. Definitely playable. Droid deployment. Definitely good in the sealed formats. Oh, and I don't want to forget, there was also her, who was kind of like the new version of the Han Solo unit. Just have to coordinate to make her not take damage when she attacks. But she does cost 2 less than Han Solo, the unit. So that's something to think about there. Makes her ECLable and various other things that you don't have the ability to do with the Han Solo unit. I just put that in the wrong pile, so I'm going to switch those up. All right. Oh, we got another double rare in this case. This guy's really good in limited. He's got a big butt on him. On the bottom field over your deck, if you draw a card. This guy means card draw. Oh man. Let's see if we can get this back rolling right. All right, well, you know what? We're going to keep going. Don't have a whole lot of light to make the thing shine right now, but hopefully that'll change here in a little bit, and we'll be able to continue on. And I do get to see at the same time that these guys aren't in the frame. So we're going to continue. Dropping these two guys in that pile. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I could take the time to try to figure that all out, but then that would just eat up into the video time, and I don't want to do that. We've now got it plugged in, so as soon as it gets back up to 15%, I'll be able to bring the light back up, and we'll be able to check out some stuff. So we got that. There, we've got a little bit of action there. And love me some R2D2. It costs 1, I will say that, and it does say attack with a unit, so you know you get that double action. You know, it's a shortcut action, I believe is the term they like to use, and then a foil regular 0 there. And we'll just keep right on moving here. Next video, I'm gonna have to make sure I got more battery, right? Actually, the phone was unplugged the whole time, so it just drained it right out. I didn't notice it. So the old IT tech, you know, I mean, didn't check the plugs. We got another one of him, the Admiral, the Orlin, and then this guy here in foil. So we haven't scored yet, and we are entering the bottom half of the box, getting ready to go into the bottom third of this box. And here we go with these guys. Nothing fancy. This is not that great of a card also. Does have one play, one attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy unit and each other enemy unit with the same name. The good thing about him is he can hit space or ground. That's pretty good, I guess. But you know, who wants to have 5 points of damage on your base just to save one resource? You know, don't necessarily think I want to be in that ballpark when I'm looking at Sabine coming down at me with Poe Damerons and Wreckers, and you know, I certainly don't want to deal with Red Boba's Air Force. Of course, he does give you a nice little buy to, you know, start clearing some of that Air Force out, but unfortunately, it doesn't have Sentinel, so it doesn't protect you. If it had Sentinel, I might be a little bit more positive on that particular card, but without that Sentinel's a very important thing when it comes to space units, especially the big ones. If they're not removing units, I feel like they need to be at least forcing units to fight them in space and not your base. And that rhymed because I'm a poet and I know it, and there you go. And then look at there. Look at there. That is a hyperspace foil Count Dooku General Grievous, excuse me. I wish the light was on now so bad, because this is an amazing card, and yeah, that made at least this box. I don't know if it is enough to save the case, but we'll see. We'll see. It is a gorgeous card, and I just want to make a meme deck, to be honest with you. Just throw every lightsaber I can possibly think of that has an ability that he can actually benefit from. You know, like you can't put Luke's lightsaber on him because he's not going to get the life heal. You know, sure he gets a little bigger, but you know, that's it. He just gets a little bigger. I want things like, say, the Jedi lightsaber that has some different text that can apply to any unit. I think that's where he's going to shine, and probably not shine, but you know, at least be a fun deck to play. Finn, I like Finn. I think the double vigilance aspects is a bit of a problem, but overall the text on it's not bad. Again, like I've said in the past, it's like a little mini Boba Fett's armor that he gives to another unit. And what a better unit to give it to than this guy, which Red Kylo, double aggression Kylo is going to play him because, I mean, honestly, why not? There's no reason not to. He's a 1-drop win. He's a 3/1 win. And he's also doing 3 points of damage to a ground unit when you have no cards in hand, I believe is what I'm reading here. Again, the light's a little low, so, but yeah, that's what it says. And that's a win. So he is a triple threat, in my opinion. And very much a card to be ready to see coming out of these double aggression Kylo decks that are out there. I mean, they've proven themselves to be able to put some damage on the board. So I would imagine that would also be what we're going to see in the future. There is a little nesty there. Was it Nefty's Nest? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Feel free to send me a link to a Google pronunciation link, and I'll be glad to change the way I say the words, because to be honest with you, some of these things actually sound different than they're written, because it's a whole made-up universe, you know. But next pack, and we are getting down to, I think, our last 6 packs. Oh, William, I'm so sad, man. That would have been perfect for you. I wish I could have given you be the one to hand you the hyperspace Obi-Wan out of this first case, especially since I picked up these cases through the Myrtle Beach team up there, mostly because they didn't have a restriction on the number of boxes you could buy. So I was like, okay, I'll just do my one-stop shopping here, and then everybody else had no restrictions, so I could have split it up a little more fairly between the shops that were involved in our hyperspace series, Synergy Gamers and Myrtle Beach Games. Here's another double rare in this case. One of them hyper. That's pretty nice. This one is talked about. I don't know if it's going to live up to the hype that has come of it, but it does put 5 bodies on the board, and you know, you get a little anthem effect going on maybe with your team, and that could really wreck somebody's day and turn the tempo around for you. Especially if you got something that allows you to force Sentinel onto one of your units and put them in a situation where they have to attack your little guys. Count Dooku, yep, can't complain about the old Dukes. And then we've got another basic foil. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and, just for the sake of the fact that the camera is starting to miss some of them, I'm going to pull this into a pile, and hopefully they slide nicely. Try to do that little triple stack like that so that I can put them together. Remember, anything that is hyperspace or foiled or combination of hyperspace foil, those are cards that if you see and you want to put them in your collection, they are definitely up for grabs. I do not like to keep those for my personal play because I'm kind of rough on cards, and you know, I know some people are making master sets out there. That's always great. You know, so if you see anything that you like, just hit me up, and we'll get something worked out. There's another base. Again, I hate the fact they put those in the rare slot. It would have been so much better for us all if they just let it be in the base slot like in the last 2 sets. And then we got a hyperspace foil. This guy, interesting. If the reanimator-ish, you know, play your cards out to the board, make your opponent deal with them, and then bring them back out of the graveyard, deck archetype becomes a thing, this guy will be a thing, and he can be played in all types of decks because he's colorless. So there isn't a deck out there you couldn't slip him in the sideboard and say, haha, I see your Vader, and I raise you or put him back in your deck. And so you can just hold on to that Return of Palpatine that you got there cooking. So we got another one of these. And yeah, Roger. I think everybody knows how I feel about that card. It's just taking up a slot that really something better could be in. We're down to our last 4 packs, y'all. We go right through these. I don't like to sit around and talk too much about any single card, and we all know what they look like. We've seen the spoilers. I like to keep my hands moving, and definitely continuing to crack the packs. Also, I believe it's either tonight or Thursday. The HONNANZ Honan's YouTube is doing a box opening and giveaway. So if you're listening to this and it's still Tuesday in your world, you may want to check that out. Or if I am incorrect and it's Thursday, definitely check out Thursday night's stream. He is going to be giving away a set of the token bags, the official FSG support tokens for the game. All those little chips and things that you want to put on your characters, show the damage, to show you use your epic actions, all that kind of stuff, all in those little bags. Plus, you also get what is technically the official initiative token. If you look at the comprehensive rules, and I know this isn't really that big of a deal because a lot of people they don't even move the chip sometimes when they call for initiative. But when you look at the comprehensive rules, it states that when you claim the initiative, you are supposed to flip the initiative coin over to the no word side to indicate that it is no longer claimable. It also still allows another way of maintaining board state to that the person had initiative originally when you claimed it. They still remain to have initiative for the remainder of that turn. Or that round, excuse me, of play. And so you get one of those as well. I like the Clone Wars. Yeah, nothing better than that. This guy was really good in some limited play. Never really got a chance to put him on something and get going, but that one little point of ping damage can make a difference. And anybody who's played... why does it escape me? Where is it? I'm forgetting. The set 2 leader that pings Cad Bane. Good Lord. Took me so long to get there. Anyone who has seen Cad Bane or like to play a Cad Bane deck and ping a little bit here and there, and then throw an overwhelming barrage, and finish up the last little remaining units out there, knows how valuable ping damage is on these units. We failed in this case to get a showcase card, so boo face to that, and we are I will have to look a little deeper into this card just to have an opinion on it. Right now, I just will hold my tongue. So out of this box, the one card that I can say, which was probably the best out of the entire box or case, is that little beauty right there. And by the way, it's not perfect, but you can see a considerable difference in the curvature of the foiling on these hyperspace cards versus the ones that have the basic black frame. I again think that foiling process and the way they apply that little bit of heat to get it to bond causes that to want to start to pringle up. But it's not nearly as bad as, do I have another foil in here that is like this guy here? I mean, you could almost stand him on his edge, but he has got a considerable amount of bend to him compared to the Count Dooku. You guys be the judge and tell me. Count Dooku's right here. Mr. Fives, is that Fives, right? Or no, Mr. Bones, excuse me. You tell me. You tell me what you see. I think this one here, Mr. Bones, has got a slightly more curve to him. So that's what we're looking at. I'll have to check out the price on the Hyperspace Foil Count Dooku. That might be the big win for the whole case, to be honest with you. He's definitely a legendary. So when I look at these, I've got these legendaries that I put out before that we were looking at. Out of those was probably the two Chancellors, one of them being foil. We got a couple Cad Banes that were pretty decent hits. I already know somebody who's very much interested in that card just because it's the hyperspace version of it. So there are some decent cards there. And then you've got that, just look how gorgeous that card is. I wish the lights were on. I wish I could turn on the flashlight right now on that phone so you guys could just see how pretty that card looks. And the hyperspace foil version of it is just, even with the lights off, I'm looking at the camera, the front of the phone right now, and this thing's glowing even in the dark. I mean, seriously, come on, that's crazy. But that does it for the case. So that's 19 legendaries. See if I can avoid missing a blue symbol here. 20 legendaries. I think that's a legendary. That's 21. 22. It's so hard to tell in the dark what I'm looking at here. 23. I'll be right back. Put just a little bit of extra light into the picture here. Might show that Count Dooku or the General Grievous off one more time. I don't know why I keep trying to call him Count Dooku. No. So it looks like 22 legendaries, and that much of a stack. If I was to guess in, the old hold a card up next to it's worth about 100 cards. I'm getting somewhere in the neighborhood of about 75 rares, maybe 80 rares, plus the 22 I think we said here. So that's kind of what case number 1 has given us. And since we got a little bit more light, let me see if I can get this guy to shine just a little more. That is just a pretty card. That is really beautiful. All right, well, that does it. Thanks again, OTPG on the Play Games. If you are watching and you get to the end, please like and subscribe. Well, actually, that's YouTube. Please just like our page, and yeah, I think you can subscribe. And look for future content as we try to move forward into Season 1 of bringing the East Coast community of the Americas, in the South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and the states that touch, a little bit of some action leading up to the next planetary qualifier. So until next time, cheers, and may the Force be with you.